Hi everyone, today is going to be a posters here video, and I've got 6 items this time. I've got a whole load of stuff to go through, posters here items, and some of them are quite boring, so for the next few weeks or so I might include an extra item in, an extra boring item, you know, just to go through the boring stuff quicker. So today, the first thing I will show you is this, and I think these are iron cores. And they're used for inductors. You can wrap wire around them, and you can get various different effects. Initially, I wanted bigger ones, but I mustn't have looked at the size or whatever, and yeah, I ended up with these things. So these are useful, and basically what they do is they allow you to manipulate the relationship between electronics and magnetism. Very interesting. But with bigger ones, you can do more stuff. I mean, what I wanted to do is make a very simple transformer and just, you know, analyse the results and find out how it works and, you know, what I can do with it. Anyway, so that's the first item. I believe they're called iron cores, or is it called toroid core or something like that? Toroid something, I don't know. The next item is this, and this is an IR sensor. An IR sensor, infrared sensor, or some people say infrared sensor, and its model number is HC-SR505, and it's got what looks like an LED there, which is an IR device. It's got a chip. Now the chip is actually blanked off. It's a blank chip, which is very, very weird, but it's blank. Got 2 diodes, 16 volt diodes. I'm not exactly sure why they're 16 volts, but whatever, they are. So I'll need to look more about this in a bit. And then there's various capacitors and resistors on the back there. And what's that? What's that 4-pin thing? It says HT133. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. But anyway, the way this thing will probably work is you'll have a VCC, a ground, and a signal out. And I think the signal out was probably an analog out thing, which means it outputs a voltage depending on, you know, what it senses. So there you go. There's the second item. That's an IR sensor. What's next? Next, I've got these. Let's zoom out a bit. And right, let's see. These are, I think they're called terminal blocks, but it's actually a bit different to it. Well, I don't know if they are called terminal blocks. That's more of an electrician sort of thing. But basically, oh, there we go. You can screw in wires, and you can see that this wire would be connected to this wire, so it's a way of joining things together, so batteries or something like that. So yeah, it looks quite handy. I got these for solar, but I don't actually know if I'll use them. So you could wire batteries together or something like that. And these will have a rating, and I think the rating will probably be, I don't know, it looks like about 20 amps or something like that. So yeah, they're like little terminal block things. Let's see what this, and this is an insulation thing, so that you can't short any tools or anything against any connections. Oh, it says there 15 amps, so it says 600 volts, 15 amps, 4-pin. So there you go. I got a few of those. What's next? Let's go for this. This is quite boring. I bought this ages ago, and it's basically a sound card for PCs. So I bought a laptop ages and ages ago, and the sound doesn't work on it. So I was thinking, well, I'll try and repair the sound. So I did try and repair the sound, and I couldn't do it. Just open this, hang on. Yeah, I tried to repair the sound, I couldn't do it. So I bought this, and I thought I'll just plug it into USB, and this will be a sound card. So of course I wouldn't be able to use the speakers in the laptop, but at least I can get sound some other way. I don't actually know why I got that old laptop. I think it was just a project to see if I could repair it. I've got my own laptop, which is way better. But anyway, just something interesting to play about with. So I got that too. Get rid of this junk. The next item is this, and I think this looks like a high voltage transformer or something like that. You can see an iron core, and you can see that there's an input and an output. You know, I recognise this because that's a typical old way to make a transformer, where you have a box thing like that, and you have this slid on one side and this slid on the other side. So this will probably be the input here, and I think this will be the output. And there's far more many coils around the iron core than on this side. So this side will probably be a higher voltage, much higher voltage. I could be wrong, but that's what I think it is anyway. So this is a kit, and I'm going to start doing more kits. So yeah, I've recently bought a lot more kits rather than modules. So hopefully that will make things a little bit more interesting. I don't know. Tell me what you think anyway of kits, and if you like kits, I'll do more of them. The next thing is, this is the final item, and this is, I don't know, what is it? Let's open it up. Why won't it open? It is GY219. I think this might also be called INA219. Oh, it looks like it's very good quality. Wow, I'm very impressed with the quality. It's like premium. Gold plated as well. Anyway, so I can see that there's a current shunt in the middle of it. So, oh yeah, look, INA219. You can see a current shunt, tiny little chip, VCC, ground, SCL and SDA. So it's I2C device, VIN, etc. Okay. That'll be interesting to do a proper video on that as well. So I assume they're probably both the same modules. Let's just check. Yeah, GY219. So they're the same things. So yeah, this is a current shunt sensor. I've done quite a few videos on current shunt sensors, but this is going to be an interesting one. At the moment, my favourite way to measure current is using a current shunt, but with a standalone ADC, like the ADS 1105 or 1115. That's my current favourite way, but you never know. This INA219 might be very good, I don't know. Anyway, where did I get these from? That's next. Alright, so the first item is the 10 pieces of inductor coil green toroid ferrite core. I paid 99p, and I got 10 of them, of course, from Hurry66. I don't know a great deal about these things, but from what I remember, they get a lot of iron powder and like clay-like material, and they squeeze them into a mould and then bake them, and then they enamel them. That's just from memory though, I'm not 100% sure, but in the near future I think I'll have to do a video on these because I'm quite interested to know more about them. So the next item is the 15 kilovolt thing. So 15 kilovolt high voltage inverter generator spark arc ignition coil module DIY 3.7 volts, and this is from Chungyong 1975, and the winning bid was £1.20. Let's see what it says about it down here. Uses for high school experiment, and then we've got some statistics here. So, well, more like specifications. 3.7 volts input, input current less than 2 amps, voltage 15,000 volts, and less than 400 milliamps. Now, I suppose that's quite worrying. It said for a high school experiment, but that's quite worrying because if that's true, 15,000 volts at 400 milliamps, that's enough to kill. So yeah, I'm not too sure about this. Anyway, what else does it say about it? No crackling, but the temperature is very high. You can easily and instantly point cigarette paper or even very thin wire burn sparks. As junior high school chemistry experiment, thin wire. Right, I'm not exactly sure. It's some sort of spark generator. A bit like a spark plug. That's at least my initial assessment of this thing. So anyway, what's the next product? The next product is 5 pieces of 4-position covered screw terminal block strip, 600 volts, 15 amps, black. And I paid £1.33 from Good Tops 165, and I got 5 of these things. And there's probably not a great deal to say about them. No. But they are just terminal blocks basically, so. The next item is this one. So it's from Chips Fans, £1.6p, and it says Mini HC SR505 infrared PIR motion sensor precise infrared detector module. And what does it say about this? Let's have a quick look. So small body sensing module based on infrared technology, automatic control products, high sensitivity, high reliability, ultra small. Right, I won't bother reading the rest of that. Just stuff that's designed to big the product up. I'm not really interested. Output range 4.5 to 20. Operating range. So that's 5 volts. Static current less than 60 microamps. So that's very good. Output level. Right, yeah, this is what I wanted to know about this module. I wanted to know, is it I2C output? Is it SPI? Is it analog? I initially thought it would be analog, but it's actually not. It's digital output. So it has one digital output pin, well, by reading that anyway. So we'll have VCC, which will be +5, we'll have ground, which will be 0, and we'll have the digital output pin, which will either be high or low, and it's pretty much that easy. So high will probably mean something is nearby, and low will mean something's not nearby. So that's pretty handy, and it's got an induction angle and the distance. Oh, there you go. So if something is within 100 degrees of its view, I don't know, what would you say, viewport, view site or whatever, and it's within 3 meters, then it would output high, otherwise it'd output low. That's quite cool. And yeah, so it says here applications, body, induction lamps, body sensors, security products, etc. So yeah, quite cool. So £1.6 from Chips Fans. The next product is what is this? This is INA219 bidirectional DC current power supply sensor breakout module new. This is from top_electronic 1980, and it cost me £1.32. And let's see what it says. It will solve all your power monitoring problems. Wow, all of them. That's very good. Instead of struggling with 2 multimeters, blah blah blah. I2C with 1% precision. Most current measuring devices, such as our current panel meter, are only good for low side. So I take it this is good for high and low side. Yeah, look, it will also report back high side voltage, which is great for tracking battery life for solar panels. That's good. So how does this thing work? It measures across a 0.1 ohm, 1% sense resistor. That's also known as a current shunt resistor. Amplifier, blah blah blah, with a 12-bit internal ADC. So it's kind of like the way I do it ordinarily. What I usually do is use a current shunt and then ADS 1015, or is it called 1105 or something like that. You can basically get ADS 1115, which is a similar thing. But anyway, that's the way I usually do it. But okay, this way is worth a try, of course. So yeah, let's give it a go and see what happens. Okay, so £1.32 from top_electronic 1980. And the last product is external virtual USB 3D 5.1 channel stereo sound card adapter, a converter from Beauty-Hot, and it cost me £1 or 99p. This thing, what I want to do with it is, well, I'll tell you what it is actually to start with. It's basically an external USB sound cards adapter. But what I want to do with it, I've got an old laptop which has got broken sound, and I tried to fix it, but the problem's with the motherboard. So, I mean, you could reflow and all that sort of stuff, but I can't be bothered with that because I don't want the faffing about, and also I don't want to start messing about with other bits of electronics which probably do work already. So yeah, I've got this USB thing. I'm hoping that it'll get sound onto that laptop. But essentially what I want to do after that, if it does work, I want to break the casing and I want to try and I want to get these sockets off it as well. Get the sockets off it and get the USB thing off it and hardwire it into the laptop and hardwire the outputs and the inputs to the laptop's outputs and inputs, and basically it'll be an external sound card which is within the case, and I think that would be quite cool if I could do it. So yeah, that's what I got that for. Anyway, so beauty-heart 99p. So that's everything for today, and as usual, thank you for watching. Bye.